नमस्कार. द इंचकेप रॉक या पोएमचे पोएटिक ॲप्रिशिएशन आज आपण बघणार आहोत. रॉबर्ट सूदी, द पोएट लॉरेट ऑफ इंग्लंड, wrote the ballad The Inchcape Rock, based on the legendary folk tale about the Inchcape bell that was tied to the rock by a kind-hearted to save the sailors from shipwreck by crashing with the rock. But unfortunately, the reckless pirate Sir Ralph the Rover felt jealous of the popularity of the abbot and cut the bell just for sheer personal pleasure of creating disaster for the ships so that he could loot them and people would no longer thank the abbot. The poem started with the description of a day when the sea was calm and the waves were so small that they were not even touching the rock. The abbot was introduced to the readers as a benevolent person who took initiative to tie the bell to the rock to forewarn the sailors about the existence of the hidden rock during a storm so that they could avoid the shipwreck. On a bright sunny morning, Sir Ralph the Rover, the pirate, was passing near the coastline of Scotland. He was in a cheerful mood that matched with the spring morning, but behind his joyous exterior, the devil in him was planning for something disastrous. As he saw the bell, the devil thoughts came in his mind to cut the bell so that the ships would crash against the rock. Not only would he be able to loot those ships, but none would remember the abbot also for his good deeds. As the bell was cut, it sunk into the water, and the poet described the bursting of the bubbles around it as if they were mourning the loss of the bell. Rover's intention was fulfilled as he could happily loot all the ships that crashed against the Inchcape rock in the absence of the Inchcape bell that kept them informed. On his return journey, he steered his ship toward the shore of Scotland because the destiny of his downfall was waiting there. Some invisible supernatural power wanted to punish him for his sinful act. The day was dark and grim with poor visibility. The sailors were unable to find their way. Ralph hoped for the normality to come back, but the divine power had planned otherwise. His ship crashed against the rock. Ralph was full of repentance and frustration, though the bell was not there, but he could hear the noise of the bell continuously. It was his death knell that the devil was singing. Ralph could see himself getting punishment as he knew he deserved it. The theme of the poem is poetic justice, which shows that crime gets his own punishment. It is a long narrative poem, a ballad, which is usually sung by the wandering musicians. So the poet used the rhyme scheme AABB to give it a lyrical quality. Like a typical narrative poem, it has got a proper beginning describing the calmness of the ship, introduction of the abbot who tied the bell to save the ships from crashing against the hidden rock, a middle where Ralph cut the bell to destroy the ships, and an end talking about the destruction of Ralph for his misdeed. The poet uses the verbal images of the calm sea and also uses a number of visual images of the sun and the waves. The sound images of the movement of the birds and the droning of the bell have been used very effectively. The story moves from one incident to the other very smoothly, providing a clean picture in the minds of the readers. The figures of speech used are sound related, like onomatopoeia, alliteration, and repetition. The poet has used metaphor to bring out the truth that evil deeds are ultimately punished. Inversion and personification are also used to maintain the lyrical quality. The poem is a didactic one where the readers are given a clear message: as you sow, so shall you reap. It is a poem which cautions the readers about the irony of life, as Ralph suffered the same fate which he had planned to destroy others. The readers are gradually prepared for the ultimate message, from calmness in the beginning to destruction at the end. This makes the poem interesting and appealing. Thank you.